Can I see your minute, please? Please.
¿A dónde está papi? 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 ¿A dónde está papi?
Welcome to the Thursday stream. I hope everyone's having an awesome Thursday. Welcome, everybody. It's the Morton kicking things off with a tier 1 sub. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. 2 months, sorry. Thank you. Appreciate it. Welcome, everybody. Whew. How you doing? I'm doing all right. I'm tired. Whew. I'm tired, and we'll see how long we can do the stream today. Well, it's 22:20. What? 10 o'clock? Not here. Not here, that's for sure. We got a few hours before that. You must be across the pond. No, you're a time traveler? Okay, that's fair. That's a fair point. if you can find, if you can show me how you managed to travel through time, you can let me know. You'll never guess what happens in the next few hours. Well, you tell me. You're the time traveler. No spoilers? What? Come on, not even a hint? We don't even get a hint? Hey, Bipedal Meatbag, how's it going? Carpet Packs, how's it going? Welcome. Cosmic Seekin, how's it going? It is indeed Thursday, Friday, Junior, as I'd like to call it. All right, folks, let's get some headlines, because today may or may not be a short stream. We'll see. All right, let's start with some good memes, all right? Good memes. Alio, good evening. Welcome. Let's start with some memes, yeah? This happened at Steve Bannon's War Room podcast at CPAC. Yeah. This is still what conservatives are pushing. It has not gone away. It's not going away. And it's only getting worse. Elio with the 11 biddies. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. You guys are on fire today. Sheesh. Thank you. Thank you. People can sue Trump for the January 6th. Oh yeah. We'll go over that. We'll go over that story.
I'm gonna let you be the head of the election. Mike, tell us what you got.
Yeah, I
got a new deputy you're hiring right now.
Yeah, this is a great time to announce, everybody. I'm announcing it here live to the country. We have the Election Crime Bureau.
All right.
This is election.
Hold it. I thought it was election integrity.
No, that's a weak word. This is the Election Crime Bureau.
Yeah, so, like, again, this notion that, like, conservatives are interested in any kind of election integrity is a farce. They don't care. You can sue anyone for any reason. You might not win, though. No, it's just allowing, like, the lawsuits to proceed, as far as I know.
And a lot of the stuff we're doing now, think of it as an umbrella for the whole country. We've got the cause of America.
Yeah, and I like how, like, Steve Bannon tried to, like, throw him a line there by saying, like, whoa, what happened to integrity? Like, no, bro, I don't care a shit about that. Oh, man. We're trying to, paint a narrative here. Jeez. People like Mike Lindell are completely bought wholesale into this. People like Steve Bannon, not so much. They are people like Steve Bannon are opportunistic, which is why he tried to give him a line by saying something about election integrity, because, well, the Republican Party, the conservatives have gone on this tip about election integrity since the whole debacle, as a way of using it as cover, essentially.
But underneath this, I have an election crime unit, which is a cyber unit.
Yeah, the election crime unit, which is a cyber unit. Okay. Yeah, dude, it's 2023, and no evidence has materialized whatsoever to any of these claims. This is all bullshit. And while people like Lindell may buy this wholesale, or have at least made themselves buy this, make no mistake, the real danger here is opportunists like Steve Bannon. People who are using this as cover, as a way to do more, authoritarian policies. I have been saying since Lindell's love affair with Trump, Lindell, the election detectives. Oh yeah, he's made an entire unit, apparently. Oh man, Alia with another 11 biddies. Oh man, is this like good luck? If you get 3, 11 biddies, is that good luck? Is that how that works?
It's a legal unit, a legislative unit. I have the communications.
No, there's no such thing. This is just a lie. There is no like legal unit being formed. He may call it that, but there's no there's no unit. There's no legislative unit. Nothing of that nature. This is just a lie that he's manufactured in his fantastical world where machines changed votes from dead leaders and whatnot.
We have the Cause of America, Frank speech. And then what we're doing there, we're helping with the same thing we're doing now. Any of the states need help. Any of the counties need help. Like you might read about it this morning. We're in Shasta County, California. They're going machine free there. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to let you be the head of the election.
Cool. Nice. Cool. CPAC is just filled with these characters.
I was a January 6th political prisoner. I got out in October. This is the first time I was able to. Thank you, guys. It's my first time I was allowed to travel since January 6th, and I thought, what's a better place to come to than CPAC? So
yeah, just to kind of give you an idea where conservatism is today. No, these are not political prisoners by any stretch of the imagination. They were not arrested for their political beliefs or political actions. They were arrested because they did crimes. They were arrested because they engaged in insurrectionary behavior. They were arrested because they were assaulting police officers. They were arrested because they destroyed, the Congress building or whatnot. That's why they were arrested. Some of them were arrested because they had weapons. CPAC had the golden Trump statue. Did that come this year too? Or was that another CPAC? Last clip. Echo Resto Dragon, how's it going? Oh, that was like the old, okay, I see what you're saying. Do they still have that? Yeah, the beginning of CPAC of 21 says we're all domestic terrorists. I mean, hey. You know, their words, not ours.
Understand, Congresswoman, is why don't they want to divorce us? As you pointed out, sad as it may be, they hate us. Okay, the feeling is mutual, at least on my end. I'm not.
Like, wait, the feeling is mutual, at least on my end, so then it's not mutual. Do we need to define what the word mutual is? Okay. Yeah, we're all domestic terrorists and the best is yet to come. Sheesh, if that's not ominous. Don't forget the Pelosi couple getting assaulted and stolen from these MAGA cultists. Yeah, and it's probably only going to get worse. Because I could very well see a situation where these people could get completely out of hand based on their rhetoric and based on how much they've been primed by, you know, these far right like media like Fox News and whatnot, continuously pouring oil on the fire, essentially. But yeah, I guess somebody needs to get this guy a dictionary because mutual means that both of you would feel the same way.
Telling everybody.
And like also, like I wonder, like how would this work exactly? Like what's the plan here? You do realize like the majority of blue states are the ones essentially where all the economic growth is. All the blue states is where all the economic action is. The blue states are what are floating the red states. How is this going to work? Really?
Feel that way. I hate you. You hate me. Why are we living together? Why are we still married? Why don't we go our separate ways?
And like it's just a strange framing from like the party of like quote unquote their feelings don't care about facts or dictionaries or words like dictionaries and definitions, I guess. And this is such a strange way of framing it, a national divorce. Like this is supposed to be like the movement of like family values or like traditional family whatever bullshit. You know, in an actual like couple situation, they would argue that they should stay together despite, you know. So it's kind of weird. It's almost like they actually don't even give a shit about that.
Well,
either.
you know, certainly we've been trying to kick them out of the bedroom and make them sleep on the sofa for some time now, Jesse. But
What does that mean? What? Where is the translation on that analogy here? Will SCOTUS review and approve the 2020? No, I don't think there's any case pending. I don't think there's any election cases pending. Maple Leaf Dragon, how's it going? They want us to hate them so that they can be justified in escalating their rhetoric and uncivilized actions. All we want is for them to embrace reality. I mean, that would be nice. Okay. You know, having an established baseline of reality would be a step in the right direction. Actual tenets of Christianity and purport to follow. Yeah, I doubt they care about those actual tenets, to be quite frank with you. It's only these types are only about using that as a shield for their bigotry. MTG coping with her own divorce. Is that what this is about? Is that what she's trying to project on us? Is that what is that where we're being, what she's trying to project on us? It's all gaslighting and talking points. It's Kevin and Marjorie Taylor Greene talking like they know marriage. No, like they express these they express these opinions about, you know, traditional marriage or whatever bullshit. And yet the rhetoric that we're getting is that we should have a national. I just find it like ironic. I just find it ironic. But maybe it's just as simple as what Bipedal Meatbag is saying. Maybe it's just as simple as Marjorie Taylor Greene is just projecting her own bullshit on us.
They just don't seem to get the message. Those same people that are criticizing me for saying, hey, I need my own safe space from all of you people are the same people that are...
I need my own safe space. Wait, whoa. Wait a minute. You need your own safe space? Huh. That's interesting. Oh, man. A couple of years ago, people like you were mocking the idea of safe spaces and calling people snowflakes and whatnot. What's the deal now? What happened? So now you want safe spaces or don't? I don't get it. Hello, sir, today. Indeed it is today. Hello. Safe space therapy comes from the military treatment in the UK, if you didn't know. I didn't know that. I just find it funny that now the tables are turned. Now apparently it's conservatives who need safe spaces. Greene has done nothing but bring all this negative attention to herself, and now that she's drowning in her own Kool-Aid, she wants to be thrown in a life preserver. Yeah.
Shoving their policies and their disgusting woke ideologies down our throats.
Understand.
What? Okay. What policies? Can we get an example of what policies? Does SCOTUS think about the case? What case? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sure that if anything happens, didn't she divorce someone after having an affair with multiple personal trainers? Divorce expert? Well, I don't know if it's multiple affairs, but I think something to that effect did happen. Yeah, I think something to that effect did happen. There's no safe space near her. Yeah, like it's like I'm saying that it's ironic. That's all. President Biden was mocking Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yeah, everybody should be mocking Marjorie Taylor Greene. Everybody should be mocking at any given point when possible. Anyways. Weird arc coming from like the party of family values or whatever bullshit.
Independent Senator Bernie Sanders and chairman of the Senate Committee on Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions has now called to subpoena Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz.
Oh yeah, no, this is gonna be good memes, guaranteed. And especially if like Bernie Sanders starts subpoenaing, you know, pharmaceutical CEOs and all this other stuff. Good memes. Policies like, oh, getting money out of politics, making sure American people have safe, secure lives, supporting those who can't support. Yeah, like dangerous, very dangerous policies. Because next, then, we'll start talking about like a universal healthcare system. Next, we'll talk about, the need for a universal education system, like a college education system. Yeah, dangerous stuff. Because then people actually start learning. More people will be more college educated. They'll be more alleviated if they don't have to deal with student debt. They don't have to deal with medical debt. And that's actually dangerous. Lauren Boebert was an escort, if I'm remembering. It's almost like they're projecting. Was she? Or did that end up being like a fake? I don't know. It might have, but it would be par for the course, right? Unclear. Yeah, I don't know. But if taken at face value, it's always the standard motto, folks. Every accusation is just a confession. Democrat Jamie Raskin hits back at Lauren Boebert with Trump quotes. Oh. I find it funny that they say they respect veterans and then mock her treatment is triggered in safe spaces. Oh, the fake part of that was that Ted Cruz was one of her clients. Okay, that seems a little bit like made up. So I could see I could buy that. Okay. I could buy that. Yeah, I could buy that. Anywho.
And this comes the same day that a judge finds that Starbucks violated labor law. So there's actually 3 different stories within this video, so you're gonna see what all 3 are, and they all relate to Starbucks and labor practices. So the first, the big announcement here, this is a great story. Bernie Sanders tweeting out, "Unfortunately, Howard Schultz has given us no choice but to subpoena him. A multi-billion-dollar corporation like Starbucks cannot continue to break federal labor law with impunity. The time has come to hold Starbucks and Mr. Schultz accountable."
Yeah, just to be clear, this is true. Starbucks has repeatedly engaged in blatant violations of labor laws. Egregious violations of labor laws. Unfortunately, Bernie by himself probably won't be able to get, won't be able to do like what needs to be done. But it will be nice to see it will be nice that he is going to compel Schultz to testify and answer some questions that people should probably watch. Bill Maher admits he's afraid of Donald Trump on a very personal level. He's obsessed with him sometimes. Well,
so they still have to vote on this. If it goes through, then they will subpoena him. Now, Schultz can try and, ignore the subpoena, potentially risk contempt of Congress, go through that whole process and try to avoid this altogether. Or he can just, do what he has to do. So,
welcome, Bogdan.
So we're going to have to see how that all plays out. Because I feel like Howard Schultz is not the kind of person who wants to, respond to questions and have to actually answer questions around how he has conducted his business, how he has run Starbucks.
Right, like that's the importance of the subpoena, right? The importance of the subpoena is having these questions and put that in the record. People should really pay attention.
Since he has come back to the company to try and put it back on course, and in doing so, has just again and again and again violated labor law. I've covered this several times now in other videos before it was even actually looked at by a judge. But now it's clear that they have done that, and I'll get to that story in a second here. But on this, so Bernie goes on to say, this is his announcement of the subpoena, saying, well, Howard Schultz is a multi-billionaire who runs a very profitable multinational corporation. He must understand that he and his company are not above the law. The National Labor Relations Board has filed over 75 complaints against Starbucks for violating federal labor law, and there have been over 500 unfair labor practice charges lodged against his company.
Jesus.
These violations include the illegal firing of more than a dozen Starbucks workers.
I mean, like, at what point, like, should there be a limit? Like, okay, listen, bro, if you're out here making hundreds of violations of like labor law, at what point should you be allowed to continue to do business? At what point should you be allowed to continue to do business? Oops, sorry.
For nearly a year, I and many of my colleagues in the Senate have repeatedly asked Mr. Schultz to respect the constitutional right of workers at Starbucks to form a union and to stop violating federal labor laws. Mr. Schultz has failed to respond to those requests. He has denied meeting and document requests.
I mean, like, I would say that we should stop requesting and start demanding. It's not a request to respect your workers. It's not a request for you to stop violating federal labor laws. It is now a mandate. Stop asking them.
Requests, skirted congressional oversight attempts, and refused to answer any of the serious questions we have asked. Unfortunately, Mr. Schultz has given us no choice but to subpoena him. Amazing. And you know for a fact that this would not have happened if it wasn't for Bernie Sanders being the chair of the Help Committee. That is the only reason they are going this far, because you have someone there who actually cares about these issues, actually cares about labor rights. Now, on that point, this came out just hours later after Bernie announced the subpoena. Starbucks committed egregious violations in battling.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Maple Leaf Dragon. That's what I'm saying. Like, at some point, like, look, bro, I mean, you violated like hundreds of federal labor laws, or you keep retaliating against employees who are trying to unionize, which is their fucking right. So you know what? You're gone. You're done. That's it. Just like how, the Trump organization, or like, I think that the three clowns were told that they were never allowed to like conduct business as a non-profit or something like that. Something to that effect, where like if you run a business in this manner, if you run a business in this manner, and you repeatedly violate, federal labor laws, then you will not be allowed to do business. It's that simple. Things aren't going to change until CEOs start seeing jail time. True. When they take the piss, just nationalize a lot of them. Many states maintain labor laws like antitrust laws, not reasonably enforced. Yeah, but we have like federal laws. We have federal labor laws. We have literally a board, the National Labor Board. We have these mechanisms.
Union judge rules. So more on that. Starbucks showed, quote, a general disregard for the employees' fundamental rights. Judge Michael A. Rosas wrote.
True. Do I hear racketeering, conspiracy, and for the companies who exploit child labor? Oh, yeah, I mean, you have laws on not shooting people, and how's that working? True. I mean, doesn't mean that, we should just take murder off the books, right? It would be the equivalent of like, it would, in that analogy, it would be the equivalent of just like, I guess letting murderers off without like charging them. That's kind of like how that would be. Yeah, murder still happened, but that doesn't mean that there shouldn't be like a murder, crime or whatever. Any law can be written and passed. What about enforcement? Yeah, that's what I'm arguing for. I'm arguing where's the enforcement, and I'm arguing to go even a step further and make it so that if a company that repeatedly violates these national labor laws just loses its ability to do business. Period. An LLC is not a license to exist above the law. Correct. So again, I would just kind of go back to that. If you if you violate this, then you shouldn't be allowed to do business. I'd solve the crime stat, no more criminal code and no more murders, and who says politicians are heartless? In
a 220-page order released Wednesday, in resolving a massive case that combined 33 unfair labor practices charges from 21 stores in the Buffalo area, Rosas held that the company retaliated against employees affiliated with Starbucks Workers United as they began a union drive in 2021. Since then, 268 of the roughly 9,000 company-owned U.S. stores have voted to unionize, and Starbucks' interim chief executive Howard Schultz has drawn the ire of liberal political leaders. I hate how... Just my own commentary here.
Do you love getting high, but smoking hurts your lungs?
Saturday
has drawn the ire. How about, based on what he has done, based on the information we have, he has clearly violated labor law. And now you have a judge also saying so. It's not just about drawing the ire of liberal political leaders. It's about what he actually did. He violated labor law again and again. And there's one video I covered. He's on tape openly discussing how they have to squash these unions. Like, that happened, I think about a year ago. So, by the way, I'll link to all my previous Starbucks videos below this video in case you want to go back and watch some of that stuff just to get you, caught up on this. But this has been out in the open, obvious. You don't have to always analyze this stuff from a certain political lens. This is just violation of labor law, violation of workers' rights, and it's good to see the judge come out on, the facts here. Now, let's get to...
Post like 600 and something links.
So this from Jacob, the writer of that Washington Post piece, says that the coffee giant must now award back pay, reinstate workers, cease a whole host of anti-union behavior, and Howard Schultz has to read employees a 14-page statement of rights. So I hope this is on video because I want to see him, have to read the rights that he himself broke. And, of course, that would be incredibly
that's
embarrassing
cool
for him. So I hope we all get to see it.
Nice. So they had to award back pay, reinstate any workers who were fired because of retaliation, cease this anti-union behavior because, of course, it is a worker's right to form a union. It is well within labor rights. And he has to read a 14-page... Jesus. Wow.
Now, Starbucks Workers United, the group representing the unionizing workers right here. Notably, Judge Rosas' decision holds that Schultz himself violated federal labor law when he came to Buffalo in November 2021 to thwart early organizing efforts. So I covered that at the time as well. They had these meetings where they separated out, employees. They essentially forced them to go to these, basically a day of anti-union propaganda. And clearly violating labor law, having the kind of pressure put on them from the person running the company there in Buffalo trying to stop these efforts. You can't do that. It was obvious at the time that he was breaking labor law. And again, it's good to see the judge come out to also say that as well.
True.
Now, this is the third story. So there's, again, 3 stories in this video here.
I want to get millions for being so shitty at my job. Huh? You want to be a CEO?
This is the third one. Starbucks workers' dissent expands to office employees who complain of record-breaking low morale. So this also came out today. All 3 of these big Starbucks labor law stories all came out on the same day. One in the morning, one at 2 p.m., the other one from the judge at 5 p.m. So this is really good to see. The office workers at Starbucks now standing up with the workers in the actual stores. So they put out a petition here saying, as Starbucks support partners, we call on Starbucks to reverse the return to office mandate and allow support teams and individuals to have a voice in setting the working conditions that make them happiest and most effective. And we call on Starbucks to commit to a policy of neutrality and respect federal labor laws by agreeing to follow fair election principles and allow store partners, whether pro or anti-union, to decide for themselves, free from fear, coercion, and intimidation. So it's really good to see this. I do wonder, would they have done this if they weren't forced to return to the office?
Probably
it seems
not.
like this is kind of what sparked this and maybe allowed them to realize what was happening to workers at the actual stores. Regardless, though, I'm not going to try and impugn them now. They're doing the right thing. They're standing up with the workers at these stores here, and they're also putting their name to it. So good for them to put their name down on this as well. Starbucks Workers United responds to this saying, we can't thank these courageous support partners from Starbucks HQ enough for speaking out, calling on executives to reverse the return to office mandate and to respect the right to organize and sign the fair election principles. Awesome. I cannot wait for this subpoena. So they're going to vote on it. I really hope that Howard Schultz complies, but we're going to have to see how all that plays out.
Well, I mean, he's got not much of a choice there, right? His choices are comply with the subpoena and answer these questions, or face contempt of Congress. I'd like to be rich enough to start my own town center around corporate workplaces, housing, and a closed-loop economy. When regular people get fired, their life is upended. When a CEO gets fired, he's set for life. What the actual fuck? Oh yeah, 100%. That's exactly what happens. Related but not the same in the story, but my union is 90% office workers, and we had never had a strike ballot before this year. Nice. Good on the unionization there. All right, so let's switch gears here. U.S. Congress votes to block ESG investing and Biden veto expected. A Republican bill to prevent pension fund managers from basing investment decisions on factors like climate change cleared on Congress on Wednesday, setting up a confrontation between Biden and with Biden, who's expected to veto this measure. The U.S. Senate voted 50-46 to adopt a resolution to overturn a Labor Department rule, making it easier for fund managers to consider environmental, social, and corporate governance, or ESGs, issues for investment and shareholders' rights decisions, such as through proxy voting. Eccentric doesn't always mean dangerous, true. The outcome highlighted Republicans' willingness to oppose their traditional allies in Wall Street, and corporate America that adopt what party lawmakers characterize as woke liberal practice is. Oh, man. Cool. Nice meme. 2 Democratic senators, Joe Manchin and John Tester, voted with Republicans. Both face re-election in Republican-leaning states in 2024. The Republican-controlled House of Representatives passed this bill on Tuesday. The White House said Biden will veto this measure. Republicans claim the rule, which covers plans to collectively invest $12 trillion on behalf of 150 million Americans, would politicize investing by allowing plan managers to pursue liberal causes, which they say would hurt performance. But what if they don't? Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer accused Republicans of interfering with private investing decisions, saying that the Senate floor, they're forcing their own views down the throats of every company and every investor. Right. You see, the issue here is that you can't claim to believe in some kind of like free market system and then simultaneously also saying like, no, you cannot do X, Y, or Z. Not gonna lie, how Americans use the word liberal confuses the shit out of me. Yeah. I know. Why didn't antitrust laws ban Musk from buying Twitter? Because I don't think that there was an antitrust situation there. I don't know. It would be different if like it would be different if like Twitter was trying to buy Facebook. That might cause some antitrust law that might raise a red flag when it comes to antitrust. Canadians' use of liberal is no less confusing. Yeah, I mean, the Labor Department regulation prohibits plan managers from subordinating financial interests to other objectives, according to Harvard Law School analysis, which found it makes largely cosmetic changes to a more restrictive rule set in place under the former President Trump. Republicans said the resolution would prevent fund managers from basing investment decisions on ESG factors primarily, but they acknowledged that it would not stop funds from considering ESG issues altogether. So, like, wait a minute. Is this just, like, virtue signaling just to, like, pretend that they did a thing? Okay. Whatever. Most of the time, liberal is used as an insult. True. Rush Limbaugh co-opted liberal and Democrats on his show in the late 89. Well, I mean, like, yeah, Democrats are more liberal. They're libs. Mostly. This just simply says that the primary criterion has to be the financial return on investment. Okay, but what if that what if the return on investment is high because of these, like, set rules or whatever? And, like, also, what's the government's business telling these investors what they should be looking at? That seems kind of strange. I thought these people were for smaller government and less regulations and less government involvement. So makes me think they actually don't give a shit about that either. The Labor Department said Trump-era rule failed to account for positive impact that an ESG investing can have on long-term returns. Industry has been split on the Biden rule, which fossil fuel companies opposed. for obvious reasons, and other businesses voicing support. In 2022, ESG funds were hit by fallout from the Ukraine war, tumbling financial markets, and U.S. political backlash against the industry. Whew! As a result, those funds lagged non-ESG funds for the first time in 5 years after fossil fuel shares, which typically shun soared. They don't. Republicans use a tool called the Congressional Review Act that allows them to bypass the customary 60-vote Senate threshold to challenge the Labor Department rule. They're expected to mount similar efforts on other issues in the coming months as the 2024 presidential campaign gets into full swing. Cool. Honestly, this is all like bullshit. All this is bullshit. Because all of this, like, may have a positive, may put things on a positive path when it comes to climate change, but these companies, a lot of the time, greenwash a lot of whatever they do in the name of being sustainable or environmentally friendly or whatever. So it's kind of hard to tell, and I don't really trust, a company saying, no, we have a very high ESG score or whatever bullshit. Like, dude, there's so many ways of greenwashing to make yourself look good that I don't trust it. You are correct. I'm always correct. That's the cool part. We'll be messing covering Congress, for example. A bill requires the executive office of the president to provide inflation estimate with respect to the executive order with a significant effect on annual gross budget, and for other purposes, 59 Democrats agreed, making President Biden's job harder. Well. Alright, let's do a meme story, alright? House Ethics Committee announces investigation into embattled Representative George Santos. Oh man, this guy just keeps digging himself a deeper grave. He just keeps digging. The House Ethics Committee announced on Thursday that it's officially moving forward with a probe into embattled Representative Santos as the New York Republican faces mounting legal issues and calls to resign for extensively lying about his resume and biography. Yeah, dude, I mean, that's one way of putting it. He's a con man. Is George Santos even his real name? I don't know. Who knows at this point? Who knows what's actually real about him or not, to be quite frank. The Ethics Committee said in a news release that it voted to set up an investigative subcommittee with authority to look into a number of issues, including whether Santos may have engaged in unlawful activity related to his 2022 congressional campaign. According to the release, the investigative panel, will have jurisdiction to determine whether Santos may have engaged in unlawful activity with respect to the 2022 congressional campaign, failed to properly disclose required information on statements filed with the House, violated federal conflict of interest laws in connection with his role in a firm providing fiduciary services, or engaged in sexual misconduct toward an individual seeking employment in his congressional office. Oh boy, it just keeps getting better and better for this guy, huh? Santos responded to the announcement with a tweet. Quote, "The House Committee on Ethics has opened an investigation and Congressman Santos is fully cooperating. There'll be no further comment made at this time." Yikes. Santos told CNN in early February that he is not concerned about a House ethics probe or about New York constituents calling him to resign. "You're saying that freedom of speech of the freedom of speech of my constituents is a distraction to my work? Do you think people are a distraction to the work I'm doing here?" No, but if you lied and now people want you gone, it's kind of important, The old day Santos would be a double agent, the Manchurian candidate. If I were an alien and wanted to blend in, I'd pick a normal, slightly ethnic sounding name like George Santos. True. I think we might be onto something, folks. True. In a recent interview with Piers Morgan, professional clown, Piers Morgan, Santos also suggested the local grassroots campaigns demanding his ouster was not representative of the district. But a poll released on Monday by Siena College found that 66% of New Yorkers wanted him out, including 58% of Republicans. The good news for Santos is that even in these hyper-partisan times, he's found a way to get Democrats and Republicans and independents to agree about a political figure. Oh man, that's a good meme. The bad news for Santos is that the political figure they agree on is him, and they overwhelmingly view him unfavorably. Listen. You gotta take the memes when they come, alright? Apart from the outlandish lies about his personal life, academic, or professional record, Santos has been implicated in a litany of shady business operations, including his work at Harbor City Capital Corp. In 2020 and 2021, a company the SEC called a classic Ponzi scheme. In an April 2021 complaint against the firm. More potentially damaging, though, might be the increased scrutiny on the campaign finances. CNN reported last year that federal prosecutors in New York were looking into issues surrounding his wealth and loans totaling more than $700,000 he made to his successful 2022 campaign. Santos has repeatedly said the cash he put into the campaign was legally obtained, but a complaint from a campaign watchdog group has questioned the source of its financial windfall. Just 2 years earlier, Santos had reported a salary of $55,000 and no assets. Yeah, I mean, unless he was doing the classic Trump thing where he was trying to devalue how much he's actually worth. So maybe that's where that conflict is. Who knows? Additionally, the campaign's bookkeeping has also come under harsh spotlight, especially following the revelation that his former treasurer listed dozens of expenses just a penny beneath the legal threshold of keeping receipts. Yeah, which is why these red flags showed up. The treasurer has been Nancy Marks has since been replaced. The true identity of her successor remains a mystery. On the Hill, Santos will not have to answer for an accusation by a prospective staffer who claims Santos made an unwanted sexual advance towards him during a private encounter in the congressman's office. Shortly after he rebuffed Santos, the accuser said that he was denied a job. Santos has denied the claim. The individual, Derek Myers, said in a House ethics complaint that Santos touched his groin before allegedly inviting him to his home and said his husband was out of town. Uh-oh, trouble in paradise. Santos has brushed off repeated calls for his resignation, including from fellow Republican members and local Republican officials. He has played coy when asked if he plans to seek re-election, though found required paperwork to keep the option open. So not only is this guy like a creep, but he's like, well, you know, based on this allegation, he's cheating on his, attempted to cheat on his husband, assaulted somebody that was offered a job and then denied, has lied about campaign financing. Jesus Christ. Holy yikes. This almost seems like some kind of fake, you know, this seems like a movie, honestly. But no. It's not. GOP leaders in Washington have stopped short of demanding he leave, and House Speaker McCarthy allowed him to be seated on a pair of House committees. Santos chose to withdraw from those assignments as the furor of his lies intensified in late January. Yeah, like, how principled of McCarthy. Oh, man. You can't make this stuff up. The veteran story about their dog, George Santos, yeah. All right, so to give you, actually, let's do this one. To give you a little update on what's going on with this effectively political football. With regards to the Social Security fight. There are whispers on Capitol Hill of a rare bipartisan effort to overhaul Social Security as the program is set to go broke in less than 10 years. A group of senators is considering a sovereign wealth fund to prevent Social Security insolvency. A SWF is a government-backed investment fund, and its profits would be used to pay for Social Security benefits. Or, hear me out, lift the cap, and raise taxes on the wealthy, essentially. It doesn't have to be that complicated. It doesn't have to be that complicated. Bernie Sanders put forth a plan that would essentially make Social Security solvent. Lift the cap and tax appropriately. Tax the wealthy appropriately. If such a SWF failed to generate profits, the bipartisan group of senators are amenable towards tweaking payroll taxes. Just lift the cap. I don't understand. Congress and President Biden have been scrambling to address the Social Security's impending insolvency, but a group of bipartisan lawmakers have come up with a compromise in the form of an SWF, something that the United States doesn't currently have at a federal level. Sovereign, what is it called? Sovereign wealth funds are typically investment funds owned by the government according to the Federal Reserve. In this case, such investments would be used to fund Social Security payments. That's according to, and also you're gambling, effectively. The other problem that should raise eyebrows here is that you're effectively gambling. You're playing with people's Social Security. You're playing with people's retirement. Instead of just like, I don't know, taxing the fucking wealthy. Increase Social Security cap and have the U.S. government return the funds from the 80s. Yeah, exactly. Government programs aren't meant to bring a profit. Correct. That's according to Semaphor's Joseph Roig, who reported this week that a group of senators led by Angus King, an independent from Maine, and Bill Cassidy, a Republican from Louisiana, is considering a SWF to fund Social Security. That's in addition to reports that the group wants to eventually raise the retirement age to 70 or close to it, as well, which could effectively lead to benefit cuts for future retirees. Yeah, get fucked, millennials. Work till you're literally fucking 70 years old. This is an absurd and abhorrent way of thinking. When you can just raise the cap and tax the wealthy appropriately. This is ludicrous. This is ludicrous. Given that the potential of such a fund depends on its stock market success, i.e., you're literally suggesting that we should gamble people's retirement. Cool. Zeballos Roig reports that senators are amenable to increase in payroll tax rate and the amount of income subject to those taxes if the fund's return falls short of expectations. Or just lift the cap and tax the wealthy. Holy shit. This is not a difficult concept. I'm getting an island with a fort and cannons. Good retiring on that. True. The UK already has 68. Like, that's the retirement age. That's wild. That's wild. Imagine having to work till 68. That's 3 more decades. No, way more. Well, yeah, that's like 3.5 more decades. More or less. That's a lot. $65 on a private pension? That's still high. A hunger cliff is looming for millions of people, millions of Americans, with 32 states set to slash food stamp benefits beginning on Wednesday. The cuts will impact more than 30 million people who are enrolled in the SNAP assistance. In those states, according to data from U.S. Department of Agriculture, among those states, the recipients are California, Texas, which have the greatest number of people on SNAP at 5.1 million and 3.6 million. Cool. Awesome. Nice memes. Really getting our priorities in order here. This is wild. This is wild and embarrassing. This is wild and embarrassing. Oh, that's today? Wait, I thought Wednesday? Was that, you mean yesterday? Or, no, today's Thursday. Beginning on Wednesday. Oh, so that happened yesterday. Yeah, that is embarrassing. That is embarrassing, honestly. That we cannot have proper safety net programs, and yet we are willing to spend hundreds of billions of dollars to feed the military industrial complex. Hey, Holy City, how's it going? I've been watching CPAC at Last Flank Vets. These folks have a lot of wild ideas. Oh, yeah. I bet. It's a wacky, The irony is that after 50, many people already have difficulties getting a job that keeps them off benefits. Yep. We're so quick to send to aid Ukraine. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. We have no proper social safety nets. No health care. No proper food programs. If you're not rich, you're basically effed. It's pretty much the name of the game. Oh great, I'll be 50 this year. The goal is members of the group told Semaphore for Social Security to be solvent for 75 more years at least. Yeah, but you're gambling. That's the issue here. You're gambling. You're gambling. No, I mean we have some safety nets, but not nearly enough. Universal healthcare isn't all that great. Private healthcare systems is worse. Okay? It's worse. Because corporations are people and humans are disposable liabilities. True. True. Universal healthcare isn't perfect, but it's far better than what we have here. That's for sure. Senator Mitt Romney, who's been attending the bipartisan talks. Folks can't stop being Democrat. This is what happens. What are you on about? Can you stay focused? Can you give me like a coherent give me a coherent thought here? Folks can't stop voting I don't know what that means, okay? It's doubly worse in the US as older people end up in healthcare debt. Yep. Or just dying because they can't afford healthcare. I mean, like, literally 100,000 people died in a single year because of diabetes. Diabetes medicine is incredibly expensive. Unnecessarily expensive. Because we have a wealth care system, not a healthcare system. But anyways, to the clown in chat, listen, bro, you're not gonna have a good time here if you think that you're gonna come in here and troll. So I suggest that I suggest that you move on. Healthcare is crap. This isn't the fault of Democrats solely. Okay, food and gas is going up. You mean inflation? Yeah, bro, we have inflation, but it's not because of the Democrats. I can guarantee you that. It's not because of the Democrats. Now. Eli Lilly's offering insulin capped at 30. Oh, thank God. Thank God the corporate overlords have decided that they're finally going to be generous. Thank God. At least Republicans had plans with even the gas. What? The pipeline? What? Do you even know how that plan even worked? Do you know that gas that the pipelines you're referencing, did you know where that was going to? Not us. Not us. If you're gonna have like these like Fox News talking points, at least take 5 seconds to actually look into them before you spew them out. I mean, that would be nice. They realized they were killing their customers, so they decided that, yeah, let's keep buying oil from countries that want to kill us. We shouldn't be buying oil at all. But whatever. Who's trying to kill us again? Remind me? Like, you're making all these incoherent, statements, but, you know, care to back at least one of them up? Are you going to make, like, an actual argument? You would have gotten the leaks? Wait, what? What leaks? Biden wants to go green and reject. Yes, cool. He doesn't, but that's what we should be doing. He doesn't, but that's what we should be doing. Pipeline burst? What, through north? Through the east? I don't know. I don't think so. Bro, can you stay focused and at least like back up one of your like talking points instead of like spewing off like the NPC like Fox News button? He's got to hit every box on the chud. But yeah, he's like an NPC character that when you talk, they have like that set dialogue, like that preset dialogue of like rotating like bullshit talking points. Unable to like at least articulate like the reasoning behind any of this. He's just like going through the dialogue tree, which is pathetic. This is my favorite part of Twitch. Oh man, I swear. These people. Anyways. You say that to ignore my comment? Folks can't debate. I'm asking you to at least articulate the reasoning behind any of these. That's usually how debates go. Because if I say a universal healthcare system is, in my opinion, better, I'm going to back up that statement by saying the outcomes of a universal healthcare system in numerous studies, in numerous compilations, we've had examples to draw this information from. The outcomes of a universal healthcare system versus a private healthcare system are almost the same. Yet we pay twice as much. People die because they can't get access to preventative healthcare. All of these like things create domino effects called negative externalities. Okay, you need to have a healthy population. Okay, you need to have your population to be able to access basic preventative care. It's good for the economy. It's good for people. It gives financial freedom to people as well. Like there's so many like domino effects as to why you would want a universal healthcare system that can be seen in places where it is implemented. Okay, it's not that a universal healthcare system is perfect. I'm saying it's better. So at least I can articulate my stances. Wait till we have universal healthcare, pay even more in taxes. That's not how that even works, my dude. You pay a deductible. You pay co-pays. You have to pay for your stupid fucking medicines. All of these things fucking add up. Okay? You would pay half the price if we had a universal healthcare system, so I would gladly trade having to spend less, healthcare costs less, then yeah, dude, of course I'll pay more taxes. Yeah. If I'm spending overall half the amount of money on healthcare, then of course I'm going to take that deal. You're just incapable of understanding that because you don't know. You just keep spewing off random talking points. Why am I whining? Because we don't have universal health care. Yes, I think universal health care is good. And I gave my reasons why. I don't understand. I would get paid 20% less as my American counterparts, but I end up with 30% more disposable income. Of course. If I have cancer, why should I wait 6 months to see a doctor? Most likely, depending on the nature of the situation, you won't. And that might be the case now. That might be the case now. Do you know how hard it is to get specialist appointments in the system we have now? You can try with a better argument. Try a better argument. Generally speaking, wait times are about the same. You just pay twice as much for no reason. I can see a doctor easy right now in a dog-eat-dog country. I don't know what that dog-eat-dog country means. But no. You cannot. You have to make an appointment. And in some cases, if your insurance dictates whether or not that's going to happen, and in what manner, and in who you can see. So, spare me. That is what retirement funds do around the world in corporations and in the railroad world. It creates a substantial source of revenue. He added that if the investments didn't do terribly well, we would kick in through the other sources and make sure that we don't threaten in any way the benefits of recipients. Or you could lift the caps and tax the wealthy. It's that simple. Semaphore reported that a federal SWF would potentially receive an initial investment of $1.5 trillion or more. If that influx of cash doesn't see at least an 8% return, the plan would allow for raising the maximum taxable income and payroll tax ceilings. The current system taxes workers first to $160,200 in earnings, and many Democrats have called for changing that cap. The wealthy do get taxed. They laugh at it. I don't know what that means. I literally don't know what that means. The wealthy do get taxed. They laugh at it. They laugh at the taxes. No. Tax cap on Social Security is capped. That's what cap means. Like, it's capped at a certain level. I'm saying they need to eliminate that cap, which would tax the wealthy more. Are you okay? Are you just not listening? And many Democrats have called for changing that cap. Senator Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren and other Democrats have championed lifting the cap with incomes over $250,000 being subjected to payroll taxes. Warren and Sanders introduced that legislation this month. This is an example of two leaders trying to find a solution and clear foreseeable danger. Spokespeople Cassidy and King told, yeah, I know. You know what? This is what this guy is. Hold on. I got you. It's Tim Morton. I got you. Hold on. This is what our friend in chat looks like to me. Okay? This is what our friend in chat looks like to me. Okay?
Debate. Enter the ring of logic and reason. If I don't know what I'm talking about and you point that out, that's an ad hominem, baby. Your argument's been demolished. If I say something heinous and that makes you angry, that's an emotional argument, and I win. You're going up against the titan of the mind. So you don't want a free exchange of ideas? Isn't that what society's all about? You're never gonna change my mind, but a bunch of dumbasses online will think I won. Why don't you want to debate me? Please debate me. Oh, come on, please debate me. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, cool. That's literally what you sound like. Anyways. This is an example of two leaders trying to find a solution to clear and foreseeable danger, blah, blah, blah. Although the final framework is still taking shape, there's no cuts for Americans currently receiving Social Security benefits in our plan. Indeed, many will receive additional benefits. There's evidence that shows that government-run investment funds can be successful. In a state-run SWF in Alaska, for instance, residents receive an annual disbursement from the government that works as a guaranteed income program funded by Alaskan-owned oil companies. Residents typically get as much... Residents get typically as much as $2,000 a year and as low as $800 a year with gas prices. A study shows in 2016 that the fund reduced poverty by 20%. Cool. Honestly, I'm not comfortable with attempting to gamble with this. So is America, which is a way better way of... I don't know what that means. You're just spewing nonsense, and you have absolutely nothing to back any of these statements. You make it, you don't, you just don't. You were just making fun of somebody for making a meme, and you can't even make... And you can't even make like a coherent like sentence or thought. Glass houses, my friend. Glass houses. America is communism? No, nobody has said that statement. No, nobody has made that statement. America is communism. I don't know, dude. This is the same person who's just making fun of a meme by like purposely misspelling a word and now can't even make a coherent sentence. Yeah, I know. This is amazing. This is my favorite because you get to really like put on display. You get to really put on display. This guy is doing my job for me. You know, they're not sending their best, folks. Or maybe they are. Debate a lefty, they go around it. Around what? I don't know, dude. You seem to be incapable of making any like serious, coherent arguments at all. You can't articulate a single point this entire time. What debate? No, there is no debate. It's just a clown in chat. That's the sad part. You take an L with the debate? True, dude. Oh my god, you really are this person. Oh my god, you're actually this meme. Did you make this? Did they make this meme out of you? I think they did. Okay, hold on. I gotta play this again. Because this is literally this person. Holy shit. Oh my god. This is actually you. Oh, this is so hilarious.
Debate me, debate me, debate me. debate. Enter the ring of logic and reason. If I don't know what I'm talking about and you point that out, that's an ad hominem, baby.
That's literally you. Oh my god. Chat. You can't tell me that this is not this person in chat right now. You cannot tell me that this is not this person.
Argument's been demolished. If I say something heinous and that makes you angry, that's an emotional argument, and I win. You're going up against the titan of the mind. So you don't want a free exchange of ideas? Isn't that what society's all about? You're never gonna change my mind, but a bunch of dumbasses online will think I won. Why don't you want to debate? Please debate me. Oh, come on, please debate me. Oh, fuck.
That's literally you. Holy shit. Amazing. Wow. This was supposed to be satire. You know that, right? Oh, man. Anyways. Oh, God. It's good memes. Good memes. Thank you for the good memes. What did I miss? Oh, literally debate me, bro. Like, literally debate me, bro. Going through like the NPC dialogue tree of fucking conservative talking points, and then when being called on it, being like, "Oh, bro, you take an L with this debate." What debate, bro? You haven't. There was no points articulated in any part of this conversation. Oh man, you know it's. They're not sending their best, folks. Anyways. Trump doesn't deserve immunity against January 6 lawsuits, the DOJ states. The Justice Department says Donald Trump, it's the best. No, it's my favorite because, like, it makes my job so easy. So much easier. It makes my job so much easier if I don't have to, like, do anything. Yeah, they obviously... Damn it, I forgot to point to the... Aw, damn. You're right. I forgot to point to the... Oh, man, I missed my shot. Damn it. I missed my shot. Oh, man, I should have pointed to the degree. Damn. Listen. Oi, bruv. If you're still in chat, listen. Okay? You missed it, okay? But on the top right-hand side, I know it's small, but I literally have a diploma certificate from the Advanced International School of Bullshit Detection, okay? So, perhaps, try again. Damn, that's legit AF. It is. It is. I earned that degree. Okay. I earned that certificate diploma. I know it's small, but like the more you read it, the more hilarious it gets. Apparently, I was awarded. I was awarded on this June 11th of 2049. Okay, so in 26 years from now, I have traveled from the past, okay, to have this degree, this advanced diploma, okay? How's it going, Old Growth Canopy? Mad props, I couldn't make it through the first 10 years. Oh man, I had to do some time traveling to make that work. For his legal fund, he can sell more trading cards and sealing the artwork. True. What are we getting into today? I don't know. We literally had like the debate me bro in chat for like a minute. That was fun. So far, we've discussed, just to give you like a quick rundown. I can't stop laughing. I'm glad. At least we provide some sort of, comic relief here, or rather, they provide some comic relief for us. Oh man. Anyways, so just to give you like a quick rundown, we did a article about the House Ethics Committee that's going to look into Representative George Santos. Congress to votes to block ESG investing. Biden is going to veto that. What else did we do? And oh shoot, I feel like we did something else. Hold on. Bernie Sanders is proposing to subpoena Howard Schultz of Starbucks for his repeated violations of labor laws. Congress is set to attempt to propose having like an investment fund to try to make Social Security solvent, rather than just lifting the cap and raising and getting the taxes from the wealthy, like Bernie Sanders and Senator Warren made. We also talked about the irony of this whole like national divorce arc that Marjorie Taylor Greene is going on, despite being the party of traditional family values or whatever bullshit. It's just weird that they're going on this like national divorce arc. Choice of words are interesting to say the least. Yeah, I think I caught you all up. And now we're doing Trump getting denied by the Department of Justice. Essentially, he does not have immunity from civil lawsuits. The Justice Department says Donald Trump is not entitled to absolute immunity against civil lawsuits seeking to hold him liable for the insurrection on January 6th because he's accused of inciting imminent private violence. True! Stochastic terrorism is what we would call it. Government lawyers agreed with Trump that presidents are entitled to robust protections against being sued over their official duties, but that's not official, though. Calling, the election fraudulent with no basis whatsoever, repeatedly, is not done with any official capacity. In a newly filed court brief, they disagree that the allegations in the January 6 cases against the former president entitle him to immunity at this stage. They didn't take a position on whether he should ultimately win or lose on the merits. In the United States' view, such incitement of imminent private violence would not be within the outer perimeter of the office of the president. Yeah, no shit. Trump has argued that he cannot be sued at all over statements leading up to the 2021 insurrection because speaking on matters of public concern, fell within the outer perimeter of his presidential duties. No, it's one thing to allege that you think that there's some shenanigans going on in the election and then being like, well, here's my evidence and here's what I believe. Instead of just like essentially like gaslighting the entire country, pouring gasoline and then giving your supporters the matches. No. Trump attorney Jesse Benal, along with lead attorney for the plaintiff suing the former president, Joseph Sellers, were not immediately reached for comment. The Justice Department's position risks legal complications and political blowback. The government has been pulled into litigation over Trump's role in the Capitol insurrection, while a federal criminal investigation is underway. The department historically embraced a long interpretation of constitutional separation of powers that protect current or former presidents from being sued over official acts, so taking a stance against Trump risks allegations of a political bias. Well, I mean, but like, if he did the thing, he did the thing. So I don't understand. Like, it doesn't matter. The government said the presidential immunity in a case like this would turn on whether the speech at issue met the legal standards for inciting violence, leaving the door open for Trump to potentially try again with this defense in the future. In a footnote alluding to the pending criminal probe being led by special counsel Jack Smith, government lawyers underscored that the cases at issue only involved private civil claims. The U.S. government does not express any view regarding the potential criminal liability of any person for the events in January 6 or acts connected with those events. A federal district judge previously rejected Trump's immediate defense against a trio of lawsuits filed by congressional Democrats and U.S. Capitol police officers who responded to the violence at the Capitol. Hello, 7-second account. 7-minute account. Trump's lawyers have urged the Court of Appeals for D.C. To reverse that ruling and dismiss the claims against him. The government's brief urged D.C. Circuit to reject Trump's categorical argument that a president would be immune to being sued over speech on issues of public concern, even if that speech incited violence. They wrote that the court upheld the lower court's decision on that narrow ground and didn't need to delve into the thornier questions about how to draw a line between the president's official and electoral speech. Because it matters? True. Gaslight, obstruct, and no, wait, what is it? Gaslight, obstruct, and project. GOP. Those are sensitive questions of fundamental importance to the executive branch, and this unusual case would be a poor vehicle for resolving them. The Justice Department's break with, he's come back to hack us, True. The Justice Department's break with Trump is likely to be popular with Democrats and Trump critics. The department has faced criticism from the left earlier in the Biden administration when it backed Trump's position that a federal law protects government employees against being sued on official duty, shielded against defamation suits, and that case is still pending. The U.S. isn't a party in the January 6th civil case, and hadn't asked to be involved. Don't you think that Trump would get tired of legal troubles at some point? I mean, the band is no spring chicken. I would just like to spend... Yeah, I don't... I'm gonna go out on a small limb here and say he doesn't really give a shit about any of the... give a shit. Old growth canopy. The D.C. court had invited the government to share its view in a friend of court brief after a three-judge panel heard the arguments in December. In a sign of the legal complexities and political sensitivities at stake, the department had asked for 2 deadline extensions before filing its brief. The Justice Department's position on the immunity question does not guarantee that Trump will lose, but it's a significant setback to his case. Lawyers for Trump and the plaintiffs have until March to file a response. Trump's position is that the Supreme Court has been clear that immunity applies to any conduct that falls within the outer perimeter of a president's official duty, pointing to an 1982 decision, Nixon versus Fitzgerald. His lawyers argue that the judges shouldn't engage in content-based analysis and probe the political context of a presidential's public discourse. During the December 7th hearing before D.C. Court, Banal argued that the immunity might not apply to the actions by President that are purely personal, but that any remarks of the bully pulpit would be covered. Responding to a series of hypothetical scenarios posed by the judge, Banal said that Trump couldn't be sued even if he explicitly urged his supporters to burn Congress down. Holy shit, can you imagine? He can't be sued even if he explicitly urged people, like, instead of being, like, you know, all sarcastic or whatever, instead of just, like, and being attempting to be all, you know, tiptoeing around language. If they're trying to make the argument that if you literally said, like, oh yeah, dude, just go burn Congress down, and, like, it actually happened, then he shouldn't be held responsible. What? That's wild. That is wild. I'm pretty sure that urging his supporters to explicitly burn Congress down would not fall under the official duties of the president. I'm just saying. This is just a personal opinion. But I don't think that urging your supporters to explicitly burn Congress down might not fall under that. But yeah, this is no, I don't think that's the way it should go. The plaintiffs have countered at the allegations in their lawsuits that Trump conspired to incite violence and disrupt Congress's certification of the election results. And the peaceful transfer of power could not be considered part of his duties as president. Right, because they're not. This type of immunity does not apply to everything a president says while in office, they argued. True. True. Damn, our friend went super quiet. What's the matter? It's infuriating that government lawyers seem to think their priorities to make sure immunity is protected for more than when they want to get Trump. More than what they want to get Trump on anything. Yeah, it's almost like they're involved in some shit too. Or they're trying to protect, it's a CYA. It's a case of CYA. Maybe that's a factor. How's it going, Bob Dragon? All right, folks. Well, we got through it. We got through everything that we needed to get through. Yeah, they're spending way too much effort arguing why presidents should be immune. Then almost as an afterthought, they're saying it shouldn't apply in this case. Right. It was a good show, mate. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, exactly. It's a CYA, but also like, I mean, like they're not wrong by saying that in this case it shouldn't apply because, obviously, you know, inciting your supporters to show up at the Capitol in mass, and it just happened to be that an insurrection happened, which is, you know, you can't tell me that he didn't have a role to play there. It is not part of presidential official duties. But yeah, I think that I think that there's some other like motives as well behind it. What a strange existence. What? Our timeline? It's a Morton with a tier 1 gifted sub. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh, just for Trump? Yeah. Well, such is the world for a narcissist. Sheesh, thank you so much. You guys have been phenomenally gracious. Thank you so much. With another tier 1 sub. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sheesh. It's too stressful to be an average American? True. 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 Thank you so much, It's the Morton. Thank you for that support. I appreciate it. Folks, I've got to mosey on out. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate it. You guys are what makes this channel grow. Thank you so much. If you guys enjoy the content, don't forget to hit the follow button on your way out. You get 6 free emotes if you want to go above and beyond. Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good one, buddy. Thank you so much, Buff Dragon. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. What a blast. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you guys hanging out. If you guys enjoy the content, don't forget to hit the follow button on your way out. And if you can't support the channel in any monetary way, that's okay. If you want to go a step and beyond, head on over to the YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button. It really does help us out. Just click the red button. You don't have to do anything else. It really does help us out. 222 of you have already done so. I appreciate it. As always, folks, please stay safe. We'll be back here Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you guys so much. As always, please stay safe. Please take care of each other. I love you all, and I hope to see you guys in the next one, Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Have a good weekend. You have a good weekend. See ya. Thank you. All right, hang tight, everybody. All right, folks, hang tight. We're heading out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See you Monday. I know, Echo Wrestler Dragon. Me too. Me too. We gotta figure that out. Me too. See ya.